Hey everyone, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're going to explore the absolutely fascinating journey of how humanity figured out how to permanently fuse metals together. It's an incredible story of innovation that takes us all the way from ancient civilizations right up to the ultra-high-tech labs of today.
Think about it for a second. How exactly did we go from ancient artisans patching together basic tools and early metal pots to modern engineers firing highly concentrated laser beams to fuse solid steel? That is a monumental shift. Going from simple craftsmanship to cutting-edge science, the path to get there is literally nothing short of remarkable.
So, to understand this leap, here's our roadmap. 1. Ancient origins and soldering. 2. The Industrial Revolution's spark. 3. 20th century arc welding. And 4. Modern high-tech fusion. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Ancient Origins and Soldering. We're going to be making some massive leaps through history today. We'll start out a few thousand years ago, jump forward to Roman times, accelerate through that really critical period of the late 19th century, and finally arrive in the rapidly shifting 20th century. So, going back a few thousand years, historical records actually confirm that soldering was already being used as an essential way to join metals. And this wasn't just some fun experiment, it was highly practical. We're talking about crafting intricate jewelry, forging durable weapons, and putting together pots and everyday tools. Basically, they did this by melting a separate metal with a lower melting point to act almost like a sort of metallic glue. Pretty clever, right?
Now, by the time we hit the Roman era, a much more robust technique was being utilized. It's one that we actually recognize today as early welding, called forge welding. Just picture a classic blacksmith, right? Heating two pieces of iron until they're glowing bright red, and then literally hammering them together until they merge into one solid piece.
Moving right along to Section 2, the Industrial Revolution spark. During this era, we see a huge, profound paradigm shift. The whole concept of welding moved completely away from those simple trial-and-error joining techniques. Instead, things took a heavily research-based turn. We really start seeing the direct application of hard sciences, drawing heavily on physics, chemistry, and mathematics to fundamentally understand exactly how these metals interact with each other.
So, why the sudden scientific shift? Well, the momentum for this massive development came from the industry itself. The industrial boom was churning out massive steam engines and giant iron bridges, and manufacturers desperately needed reliable ways to create what they called permanent joints. Let's face it, without a mathematically and chemically sound way to permanently fuse metals, the mass production of these huge new structures just wouldn't be possible.
To solve this huge industrial bottleneck, the very first welding patents started popping up during this late 19th century period, and man, they were highly innovative. These early patents showed that engineers were successfully harnessing highly volatile chemical reactions and even raw electricity to generate the sheer power needed to join these tough materials. The specific breakthroughs that absolutely changed the game for the industry were the electric arc and acetylene gas. By combining acetylene with pure oxygen to create a super intense flame, or by harnessing a continuous spark of raw electricity, engineers could finally reach temperatures of thousands of degrees. And that is exactly what you need, heat intense enough to truly melt solid steel.
That brings us to Section 3, 20th century arc welding.
The arc welding processes developed during the 20th century were so effective that they still serve as our fundamental foundation today. This is when we saw the rise of major processes like metal arc welding and those highly versatile gas-shielded techniques like MIG and TIG. These techniques are brilliant. They essentially blow a protective bubble of invisible gas right around the weld to shield the molten metal from the outside air. Honestly, they are the absolute backbone of global manufacturing.
But get this, heat wasn't the only tool they were using. Alongside arc welding, we saw the massive adoption of resistance welding. Plus, we actually figured out how to use pure physical force for joining materials. I'm talking about incredible techniques like ultrasonic and friction welding. Imagine rubbing your hands together to create heat, but doing it with solid metal. So incredibly fast and so hard that the pieces literally melt into each other. It's wild to think about.
And finally, Section 4, Modern High-Tech Fusion.
Over the last few decades, welding processes have evolved to use entirely new forms of fusion energy. We aren't just relying on electric arcs or chemical flames anymore. Today, industries are using high-tech tools that look like they're straight out of a science fiction movie. We're talking about using highly concentrated light in laser welding, or even shooting streams of electrons to fuse materials at microscopic levels with absolute pinpoint control. What's really cool is how today we're combining centuries of knowledge for maximum efficiency through what we call hybrid techniques. Instead of just picking one single method, we take two established methods, like say a highly focused laser beam paired with a traditional electric arc, and we literally use them simultaneously. By teaming up these forces, modern manufacturing can create stronger, deeper, and way faster joints than any single method could ever pull off on its own. It's a real game changer.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to do something for me. Look around your room right now. Just imagine a world without permanent metal joints. Our buildings, our vehicles, our electronics, our infrastructure, literally everything around us relies on our ability to fuse and join materials. We've gone from ancient artisans soldering pots to harnessing chemical and electrical energy in the Industrial Revolution, all the way to modern hybrid laser techniques. Given how incredibly far and how fast we've come, it leaves us with one really exciting question. What is the future of fusion?